Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the co-main event of the evening here tonight at Next Generation Combat London. Are you ready for some B-class Muay Thai? This at 80 kilograms, contested over 5 rounds. Introducing your first fighter, representing Jacobon Gym. From the blue corner, Shaun DURANT. Tonight, from the red corner, representing KO Next Generation, Howard Malone.
Co-main event time here tonight at Next Generation Combat, coming to you folks live from London and Malcolm. This has an incredible backstory here tonight. Howard Malone making that walk, Shaun DURANT also in the ring already. What do we know about these two?
It's like the aging gunslinger versus Billy the Kid, the new kid on the block. Howard Malone, 38, Shaun DURANT, 26. Now Shaun, we know, fought in Thailand, fought twice in Thailand, so there's a pedigree there. He started karate at the age of 4, trained in that till 11, started Muay Thai at 23. He believes that his style is powerful, traditional Thai, been working very much on fitness and cardio, and loves the clinch. Now, we spoke to Crew Sam earlier, and what did we say? 2 years out for Howard Malone. Why would I want to give him a walk-up fight?
Well, here's the answer. He is a champion. He is a former SBMMA K1 champion, ICO Southern Area Thai boxing champ, and ICO British Thai boxing champion. He has so many accolades, and he's got a strong professional record, more experience. He's gone out there, reinvented the wheel, so to speak, come back bigger, better, faster, stronger, more than ever prepared.
Well, Shaun DURANT said, my camp is all about fitness and cardio. Howard Malone said, mind focus. It's about getting focused again, back in on the zone. And he doesn't see opponents, he sees targets. He said, his opponent's style and bother me. All I look for in my opponent is targets I'm going to hit. That's the experience.
So both men in the ring. Malone in the red corner, DURANT in the blue. Height advantage there noticeably for Malone. And the co-main event here tonight. Great to be with you folks tuned in. Chris Extra on the call, Malcolm Martin alongside me. And what an honor and privilege to host such an amazing stylistic clash.
Oh, it's been a great night, full stop, Chris. And at the end of the day, as you said about the height difference, Malone is 6'3", DURANT 5'9", and we've seen this play out different ways tonight. We've seen so many stylistic challenges and body shape challenges, and this is a common one, the really taller man against the shorter opponent, and how it either works for or against you.
So height advantage, experience advantage, youth on the side, of course, of Shaun DURANT, but he cannot stand there. Very, very active lead leg techniques there from Howard Malone. Loves to set up that head kick, so watch out. Especially off that lead leg technique. Watch out for that high point roundhouse kick, especially if he can get DURANT to drop his lead hand, which he's already starting to do a little bit there.
I was just about to say, Chris, well, those body shots is why he's doing that. But I agree with you totally. I mean, Shaun DURANT, as we said, he's experienced, he's fought in Thailand, but this is not the range to be fighting Howard Malone.
Malone just looks so fluid. And he promised a better version of himself, and tonight so far, 45 seconds in, I'm seeing the results.
Well, you think after 2 years out, no warm-up fight, ring rust, it's not there, it's not being seen at the moment. Shaun DURANT is playing into his hands here, Chris.
Lead push kick there. Over a minute in, and no fighter reaching for that clinch, Malk.
Well, the thing here is for DURANT, he's either got to be all the way in like he's trying to now, or all the way out. With Malone's real height advantage, now this is where he said, I want to be in this clinch. And you could see there the beautiful turn and knee there from DURANT.
Good exchange of knees here, the tie-up. Over-under for both men.
I love the way that Durant is creating the space for his knees, jumping into them in the clinch. You can see why I said it's his strength. He's ascendant in the clinch here because of the way he turns, he moves, and creates the space for those knees.
And the big question is, after, you know, a minute and 10, 20 seconds of getting picked apart, he went in there and went for the clinch. Was that an ironic kind of a coincidence, or was that by design?
That's a strange question because I know why you asked that. Looking at him, he seemed, I know it sounds silly, but he didn't seem confident, but he seemed quite comfortable taking the shots, didn't he? He was saying, come on, bring it on. I'm thinking, well, actually, although you're saying that, you're getting hit consistently and you're getting hit hard. But he seemed to take it, and then he seemed to almost time and think there, jumped in with the knee and into the clinch. So I think the answer is he knew exactly what he was doing, but it was a dangerous game.
Nice knee entry, though. That was really slick. I mean, moved his head off the center line, jumped in, connected. It looked a little bit wild, but it wasn't sloppy. It worked.
Once he was in the clinch, Chris, he was dominant. I mean, as you said, initially Howard got the one knee off as well, but then Shaun took over. The only thing I worry for him is, across 5 rounds, what he took to get to that position. I wouldn't want to keep, if I was in his corner, I wouldn't want him to keep taking that before he decided to close the distance and clinch again.
Yeah, that's a good point. You really can't gamble with the first minute and 10, 20 seconds and hope to clinch it, so to speak, for lack of a better word, in the last third of the round, so to speak. But anyways, back to the proceedings. Another round here on tap. Coming to you live from Next Generation Combat. Nice check. That was a solid check there for Malone.
Well, he needed to, because Durant he's coiling up here, look, to wind up the big punches. But this is the danger. He stays at this range. You know what he wants to do. Look, he's almost got the right hand like a gun on the right leg. This is what he wants, but he takes so much to get there.
It's a smart way to score points. There we go. That's typical Thai style. Hit him to the leg and hit him again. Double time. Both guys really chopping the legs back and forth there, Malcolm.
That's traditional Thai there, Chris, when they're and you know, and the bravado, sometimes checking, sometimes not, saying take it and then replying. But I would, if I was in Shaun Durant's corner, seeing how well he handled that clinch, I'd be saying, get in there, get inside, work inside him.
Good short checks. Malone does the right thing. He kind of brings his leg up just enough. Front kick to the face. Considered a no-no, a little bit disrespectful, never mind. There's the head kick, that's that setup. We saw it a couple of times, but that was a close call. Good activity so far. Malone mixing things up just beautifully so far for me.
Well, Chris, he also put in 2 knees to the head that one just missed the target, one skimmed the target, and this is a dangerous game. Durant is dropping his hands, he's showing him, yes, you hit me with the knee, you hit me with the hands, dropping his hand, mugging at Howard Malone to say you can't hurt me. It's a dangerous game, because how many times have we seen that? Then one shot suddenly turns it all around and lo and behold, you are hurt.
And for me, again, I think a very similar pattern to the first. Malone just edging it as to landing more clear strikes with more
There we go, suddenly he's hurt.
Never
Chris,
mind
what
the
did
strikes.
I say?
Oh my goodness, big power there, Malcolm. Pete Richardson calling a halt to the round. I mean, Durant turned away. The question is, how hurt was he, Malcolm?
Well, it's a dangerous game. This is what I was saying, Chris. At the end of the day, he's been saying, I'm not hurt here, I'm not hurt there. And I said to you, it only takes one technique to suddenly change that from I'm not hurt to I am hurt. And that was a big call right at the end of the round there.
Sorry, I was looking up my monitor, and all of a sudden, things went from 0 to 100.
It was the knees, Chris. And I said Durant had been showing that he wasn't hurt, that nothing was affecting him. And then suddenly, there you go. And then suddenly, and the leg as well, and he's all over the place. You suddenly go from, you can't hurt me, to I'm almost out of there.
That was a massive shot. So clearly landing the more powerful attacks, especially with that exclamation mark, was Malone. Probably having noticeably more effect, I feel like, on his opponent. 2 10-9 rounds.
I agree. That one was almost 10-8 for me, in the sense that the knee landed at the end. The left roundhouse landed clean flush as well. And for me, the strange thing is, Shaun Durant left it even later to get into the clinch in that round.
So an exchange of kicks again. 3rd round, front kick to the face. Here comes Malone. And the corner absolutely loving it.
Well, Durant went for the clinch and he dumped him this time. This is the difference. As I said, you can be durable, you can soak up punishment. And I know it sounds silly to say, but you can soak up punishment to the moment that you can't. And then suddenly, you're having the ref over you saying, it's all over, you've just lost. And Durant is skating on thin ice here for me.
And he almost looks to sort of, with a look on his face, in a state of disbelief as to what had occurred a couple of times there.
Well, he's not checking these kicks anymore either. And then the right coming over the knee, and our referee's going to step in, possibly to give a count here, Pete Richardson. Because of the attitude of Durant, it's all right to shake your head, say, I'm doing it, but he's checked none of those kicks. He's taken those right hands, so Pete Richardson has got no alternative than to count him. And he's just told, you've got to fight back. Pete Richardson pointed the finger and said, you've got to fight back.
Popping jab there, southpaw stance for Howard Malone, looking to really pour things on here. Plenty of time on the clock, just over the midway point of the round. Here comes Durant in a response. Big punches here from Durant.
Well, he's got to, Chris, but again, you can see, look, Howard Malone looking for the knee as well. And I know what you're saying about Durant's style. You can never tell whether he's showing it or he's really hurt or he's just showboating, wobbling the legs. I think he's a mixture of both. That's his style, that's what he does. But I don't think it disguises the fact that Malone has hurt him twice.
Good short exchange here. Malone in the clinch. Should be able to escape the round as Durant, but a massive, massive movement on the scorecards. I had 20-18 going into the third. Another 10-8 round in my book. That's a huge, huge score differential.
The difference here was when it went to the clinch, where Durant has been so dominant right at the end there. Almost disdainfully, Malone turned him and disengaged. Didn't even need to, he just disengaged so easily and then drove the knee in. Durant's a very tired man. He's been hurt, he's been hit. And like you said, Malone really dominant here. There's the team. Beautiful
front kick there. And then the dump for good measure. Spectacular performance. And, you know, it's not a flawless performance, but it's about as good a night as it gets at the office against a guy who's got experience and, of course, youth and momentum on his side in Shaun Durant. I got this 30-26 right now.
Well, Durant is durable. He's obviously tough because he's taken all this, but he doesn't even, at the end of the round here, he doesn't even bother to check. He checks here, but when he was in his own corner, there's the teep again through in the left hand. When he was in his own corner, how many kicks did we see he just took on the thigh? And we watched the leg bending. You can't keep doing that, not at this level.
The other thing that I saw in the replay there was he was showing those low kicks and then actually whipped it and then threw the foot straight up the middle. So he's mixing things up. He's changing up. When he sort of leads in one particular way, he'll actually throw something different. So you catch a pattern, all of a sudden you're getting cracked in the face when you expected the leg. So fourth round here in London. And what a night it has been so far for Howard Malone.
Well, that punch combination and now the midsection roundhouse. And Pete Richardson is standing ever closer. I think he wants to see Shaun Durant coming back. He's not liking the fact that Shaun Durant is soaking up this punishment, using this strange style, that shaking of the head. He's just getting caught consistently by Howard Malone here. And as you said, the variety of the work. Then he just snaps an orthodox jab through and lands it. I can't see Pete Richardson taking this much more, Chris.
Yeah, he's such a technician, though, Malone. It's not like he's overwhelmed with power or pure aggression. Yeah,
there
that's
you
it.
Go.
There
I told you.
In comes the towel. That's it. That's a wrap. While it was a stoppage win in the end for Howard Malone, no ability to come back on the scorecards without, you know, significant knockdowns going in the way of Shaun Durant. A good stoppage, Malcolm. I think a noble victory here for Howard Malone.
Pete had warned him in the previous round. Pete Richardson said, you must strike back, you must come back. He was worried when he took the amount of low kicks in that corner, and we saw the leg being taken. And again, he looked over to the referee there, clearly, Shaun Durant. And Peter's looking now, Chris, look, there's nothing coming back. Look at these combinations from Malone. Peter is worried from this point.
And I think it's an educated decision on the referee's part, right? They're not looking at what's happening in the immediate moment. They're making an assessment of what tracks up over time. Smart refereeing, a good stoppage.
Exactly, Chris. That's why Pete Richardson is one of the best in the business. He gave the warnings, he told him to fight back, he didn't fight back, and in the end, it was one-way traffic and Peter had seen enough. Big win for Howard Malone on his comeback at 38 years of age.
In the fourth round, the end comes. The corner throws in the towel. It's a TKO win in favor of the fighter. Fighting on the red corner. Next generation gym, Howard Malone. Give it up once more for Shaun Durant. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the winner tonight, Howard Malone. Howard, quite the story coming into this fight. A lot of experience, though. You were on the comeback path tonight. It was almost a perfect occasion in the office.
Yeah, it was great. It's been 3 years since we last fight. Just the fight takes over. And yeah, just decided to get back in the ring and give it a go. And mainly because of the goal, otherwise I trained with that push me indirectly. And yeah, it's because of them here, especially the coach.
You were showing all kinds of angles, lots of really tricky stuff. The kicks to the leg, to the face. You just set up everything so well, seemed to be a few steps ahead. Were you surprised the stoppage came?
No, I never looked for a stoppage. I just looked to initiate what the coach is saying to me. He sees it, I do it. I'm just like a puppet here, you know?
Well, we love watching out there. What comes next, though? I mean, a lot of fans out here tonight, people coming out to support KO Next Gen. What do you do from here?
Don't know. Just have a chat with the coach. This will probably start the re-rolling again. I'll probably start fighting a bit more. So, yeah, I'll have a chat with him during the week and see how I'm feeling and see what's coming up.
Well, how about in London? Howard's going to be on the comeback path again. Next Generation in November, possibly?
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. I just want to say thanks to family and friends that are watching at home. Thanks very much.